Hey, what's happening? It's Tuesday, the 2nd of April. April 2. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing this morning? Supposed to be stormy later on today, but we're going to be all right, ain't we? We sure are. We're going to be all right because God He deemed it for us to be all right. Hey, you listen to OZZz Smash Bros Radio. If you have not done so, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. Smash Bros Radio is the only digital award-winning radio station located in Birmingham, Alabama, Jefferson County. And nice, of course, I'm Oz. And you can find me practically anywhere. You can find Smash Bros. You can find Smash Bros on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, as well as Facebook. As for myself, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as Facebook. So appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate you allowing me to come in. Hope everybody's having a good day. Had a wonderful day Saturday. Went by and met Naz. If you have not done so, please go by and purchase the book. Please go by and purchase the book. Raising Naz. Raising Naz is an autobiographical insight into how Nasser Palmer came into the life of Curtis Knight and became his son. This book will highlight the people who led Naz into his life, the people around him who helped and inspired along the way, the ups and downs of taking in someone else's child, and the newfound respect for adopted parents and guardians. Curtis Knight is a Birminghamian and co-founder of a nonprofit organization named Stepping Into Your Destiny. He is also a hip-hop artist and radio co-host on the live review show on Smash Bros Radio. So please go by and purchase. You can find it on Amazon, or you can get in touch with Curtis on Facebook. So please go by and purchase the book. Make you cry. Raising Naz. Naz is a unique kid. He really is. He is a unique kid. When his grandmother was setting up for the meeting, meeting Greek Saturday, he's always willing to help. He is a most helpful and sweet, kind-hearted kid you could meet. He just makes you smile. He makes your day. And he was helping his grandma. He picked up one of the I think it's called the serving dishes that you put the food in, and the dish was as big as he was, and he carried it. He carried it like a champ. And so, but please purchase Raising Naz, and it's worth it. Let me tell you, the kid is fantastic. And shout out to Curtis. It takes a special individual to step up to the plate, and that's with and he's not. And let me clarify something. Curtis is not a step. Curtis is the parent, is a father, is a daddy. So let me clear that up. So shout out to those individuals, especially Curtis, who steps up to the plate and understands the importance of giving attention, love, security, transparency to a child's life. There's always a question about, well, what if they start asking questions? And they're supposed to ask questions. They're human beings. We are nosy. We are an inquisitive race. And when I say race, let me clarify that. My main thing is race is a human race. So, it has nothing to do with the culture. It has to do with the race, human race. So it takes a special individual to step up to the plate and take the responsibility of raising someone else's child without any regrets, without any thought, You know exactly what is you know the assignment, and you step up and do the assignment. It takes a special individual to do that. So shout out to Curtis. But like I was saying, there might come a time to where they ask questions about, well, who was or who is my true, and you be transparent with them. You be transparent with them because they're going to be inquisitive, and it has nothing to do with you losing love or losing respect. Because see, you are giving that child that blessing exactly what they need. Now, see, we take it for granted that kids would want all these name brand stuff and all. Kids want simplicity. Kids want the bare necessities. They want to know that they're loved. They want to know they're secure. They want to know that they're safe. They know they want that attention. And even as adults, we don't admit it, but we want the attention too, just like the young folks. We want the attention. We want the love and all. So shout out to Curtis. I have an abundance of admiration and love and respect for him because he's doing a fantastic job. So please, when you take it, please go and purchase the book, Raising OZZz. It's a fantastic book. It'll make you cry. It'll make you cry. So, but now on to Cake It with Pauline. Join us for magical. Lost my eyes. Join us for a magical cake decorating and floral class, Mommy and Me Brunch, on May 4th, 2024 at noon at Canvas on Moores. Experience the ultimate Mother's Day treat brought to you by the dynamic duo of Pauline's and Christopher Lauren. Don't miss out on this unforgettable event. Reserve your spot now and create special memories with your loved ones. You can go to paulinehomemade.net for tickets. It's at 2335 Morse Avenue, Suite 104. So, Mommy and Me Brunch at noon. So, please take the time and register now. Also, OZZz is proud sponsor of the Southern Bully Showdown Part 2. The 1888 Bully Kennel presents the Southern Bully Showdown Part 2, November 9th. At the Bessemer Civic Center, 1130 9th Avenue Southwest, Bessemer, Alabama. There are going to be 4 ICBR shows. Also, if you are a sponsor, now there's still spaces available. There's still spaces available. If you are wanting a space, if you're wanting a booth, if you are a vendor, if you have a food truck, if you wish to donate, if you wish to be a sponsor, please get in touch with DeWine Hall at 205-460-6435. DeWine Hall, 205-460-6435. And he will be more than happy to give you any type of information that you need. As I've stated before, this is the part 2. This is the second annual Southern Bully Showdown. And it's a way of the community and of other breeders and kennel owners to get together and connect, web, and to get the information out. So please put it on your calendar, November 9th. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you. OZZz is a proud sponsor of the Southern Bully Part 2 Showdown. So that's it. So I shouldn't be surprised, and I really am not, if you haven't been keeping up with what's happening with Tennessee State University. It is a dire need to start paying attention, because what is transpiring in one Republican dominated state is eventually going to find its way here to Alabama. DEI is a prime example of that. DEI is the course for diversity, in that it learns how to deal the importance of every culture. And so of course, Alabama has to go to the extreme because we have those damn idiots down in Montgomery. And so, excuse me, forgive me. That is really nasty, but I have allergies. So, and the pollen is trying to kick my butt, but I'm going to be all right. So I apologize for that. That come unexpected. So, what is transpiring in other Republican states? Tennessee, Mississippi, Florida, Texas, Kentucky, Kansas, eventually is going to find its way here. And because we like to be extreme in whatever we do, you know that we're always going to put an extra bump in it. And so, if you haven't done so, you need to, I would recommend following Donald Watkins. And he has a site, a website that explains that HBCUs has always been underfunded, and so they did a calculation and found out that some HBCUs are owed billions of dollars from the state, and most of the HBCUs have accepted the money. Alabama A&M has refused to accept the money that is there from the state. And those alumni of Alabama A&M up in Normal, Alabama, if you did not know, your board of trustees did not want the money that was awarded to them. So, and that was billions of dollars. So check out Donald Knight's website, and he will give you the information about how much the state of Alabama should be given Alabama A&M. So the Tennessee State Legislature has brought it upon themselves. Now there was an audit, an investigation done on all the colleges' financial books, and the reported was that TSU had done something improper, and it wasn't to the extreme that was reported. And so the legislature, now we have to keep in mind that you have private HBCUs and you have public HBCUs. Now, if the private HBCUs are not under the official control of the state, public HBCUs are under the control of the state legislature, just like any other public institution. So, because it's through the legislature and then from the approval of the governor that an individual is approved to be on the board of trustees. And so, and it's alleged, and there's a huge possibility, a 99.9% reason why they disbanded, eliminated the original board of trustees was because Tennessee State wanted their money. And so the legislature came in, disbanded, fired the board of trustees. The governor approved it. And then he, in turn, put his people as board of trustees. Now, I don't have the integrity that some do. I question the qualifications of the new board of trustees. I question the legality, the responsibility, the qualifications of those individuals. See, I don't care if someone is a president of a bank. I don't care if someone is a CEO of a corporation. I don't give a happy got whatever if there is no type of relationship directly or indirectly to an institution, I personally feel that an individual has no right to be on the board, because are those individuals invested in that HBCU? Now that includes all the institutions, but I'm not talking about the white folks. I'm talking about the HBCUs. So I question, are the new trustees invested in Tennessee State University? And I would wager they are not. They are puppets. They are Republican puppets to the legislature as well as to the governor. And when you have a puppet, when you have a yes individual taking over a institution or taking over a board, period, well, then you question the actions of that board, the actions of an individual. Trump is a good example, but we digress. So you have the legislature that has disbanded, has fired the original trustees, and now they have put in the yes people. And again, as I stated, I question their qualifications, because again, if there is not some type of relationship, if there's not any type of investment in the success of Tennessee State University, well, then they have no right to be on that board. And so everybody's saying, well, that's in Tennessee. Okay, yes, it is in Tennessee. It is a HBCU that is involved in this. And understand that what is transpiring now in the government now, you have Christian conservatives, which are basic racist ass sons of bitches that fall under the umbrella of being a religious cult, and they're not religious. When you hear individuals say that I am a Christian conservative, they are saying in bold print, I'm a racist ass son of a bitch. I do not like blacks. I don't want everything to go back to being white. That's what being a Christian conservative is. They want to go back to the 50s and 60s, where women didn't have rights, blacks definitely didn't have rights, and they want to eliminate the successes of the black community. So now, because of a public HBCU wanting the money, rightfully so, you have a legislature that has stepped in to take over and possibly destroy TSU. And it can be done here in Alabama quickly. It can be done anywhere, anything. And then in Mississippi, they are trying to eliminate, they're trying to close 3 HBCUs. So if Tennessee has dissolved the Board of Trustees, and then if the Mississippi legislature is trying to eliminate, trying to close 3 HBCUs, those of us who are graduates, those of us who are alumni of an HBCU, a public HBCU, we have to start paying closer attention to what our legislators are doing. I mean, we have got to quit being so, what's the word, submissive, being so apathetic that we don't think that this is going to happen to us, because it is going to happen to us. And why is there not such an uproar about eliminating DEI from all institutions, from all buildings, from all educational institutions or businesses? Why is DEI being eliminated? Why is it so? Why does it scare white folks so bad that they want to eliminate the DEI? Why is the white folks so scared that they want to eliminate all black education institutions? Why is it that white folks are so scared of black history being told, or history period being told correctly, transparently? Why? There's no reason for it. There's no reason for it. So are we paying attention? And then racism is so systemic in our culture that we don't even know that it's there. Look at the I'm not even going to give him props. Look at the article. Look, research the article that the LA came out with talking about LSU and that other team, calling the LSU players dirty dump debutantes. That would have, there was racism back during my day, but I can't remember of a sports writer or a sportscaster deliberately coming out and stating racist venom towards a black team. I don't, and I'm not into sports. So if someone has information that it has been done, I can't. I would rather someone be open with me and let me know that I'm a racist. So then that way I know exactly how to deal with you, to deal with them. I can respect a racist being transparent with me because then likewise I know exactly how to handle the situation and handle the individual. This thing about ghosting and all. Listen, I'm not into the zodiac signs, but listen, I'm an Aquarius. I don't give a happy god. Ghost me. Ghost me. Don't pay me no, and you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Ghost me. Don't pay me no mind because the same way that you do me, do unto others as you have others do unto you. I have no problem into record whatever. I don't have no problem. I will ghost you. I will not wish you well. I, I won't speak to you. I don't. See, my main thing is things are going to get worse but see, let me back up. The one thing that these racists don't seem to understand, the black community is not the black community of the 50s and 60s or the 70s. So what the black community allowed back then, the black community is not going to allow now. They're not going to do it. They are not going to lay down and be still. They're not. The black community is not going to take the rhetoric that the white racists are coming up with. They're not going to do it. So, they need to rethink, revalue, whatever, because it's not going to be the same. My main concern is that we are so complacent, so apathetic, that we're not going to nip it in a bud. Because my fear is that the black community is just going to sit back and just watch when they should just stop it when it gets started. I don't understand why there's not an uproar with DEI. I don't understand why it's not being pushed. Now, one thing that I do agree with the mayor of Birmingham, if you are an athlete, if you are a black athlete, you should not be attending nowadays. You should not be attending any white public institution. You should not. You should not be going to any white school. You should not be going to any white school. And I don't care. I have no fear about using the word racist because that's what it's all about. It deals with race. It deals with culture. It deals with the culture. It deals with the culture. It goes back to the black culture, white culture versus the black culture. Listen, the cultures have been together for going over 500 something goddamn years. Our cultures, our traditions pretty much have mingled together, merged together, mixed together that you can't separate really. Country cooking and soul food is one and the same. Country cooking, soul food is one and the same. Every music genre that's out there has been created, started by the black community. Most of Elvis's performances, songs, he stole from a black individual. His performance, his mannerism came from a black singer. Look it up. His songs originated from a black singer. Look it up. We are so saturated with racism. It's just like having a tapestry, just like having an article of clothing, and you go around people smoking, and that smoke invades, uh, creeps into that fabric to the point to where when you leave that environment, you carry that smell with you, becomes prevalent. Our society is so drenched with this racism that we don't even know that it is racism. And that's what's frightening. We have come, we are better off than what we were, but we're getting worse. We're stepping back. You know, people say that, well, I had more money on the truck. I don't give a happy goddamn. I don't. I don't care about you having more money. So what does that mean? What does that mean? So you just because you're making more money, you will allow a racist individual to take away your liberties. Is that what you're saying? Well, then you're stupid. You're stupid. You're an idiot. You see, and you don't seem to understand. White folks have used these tactics to ensnare, to trap blacks. In that, we're so used to being thrown scraps, and we're happy with what we're thrown. But yet you have a culture that is greedy and reckless and evil and malicious and venomous. It has a whole plate, has a whole table of stuff that they can share. But now, because of their insecurity, they just throw the bones or the little scraps, little pieces of meat. And then you have another culture that laps it up. Well, yeah, yeah. Why? Why? Now, some of it is because of the history. It's similar to the Israelites being in captivity. One reason why God had the Israelites in the desert for over 30 years was to get rid of those individuals who were raised in captivity. Because, see, when you are raised in captivity, when you are held back from generations, 3, 4 generations, well, see, your mindset is so familiar to not being able to make decisions correctly for yourselves, not being able to see right from wrong. So he allowed the Israelites to stay in the desert for 30 years to eliminate those individuals who were raised in captivity, for those individuals to die out, because those individuals were educating the younger generation, which was polluting the other generation. So he had to get rid of those individuals who were raised in teaching the younger generation, so that way this new generation would not have those negativities that the older generations had. So, see, this is what we're seeing now. You have a generation of individuals who were raised in captivity, and they're giving that same knowledge, and it's in the genes too. They're giving that same negativity to the younger generations. So now you're able to go to white schools. Yay. But yet you're not given the same freedom that those white kids are given. You allow your children, your seeds, your legacies to socialize with these white kids, and you don't even know these white kids' parents. You don't know what is being said to your child, to your legacy. During JR's murder over at the Galleria, it was just a speck, just a unveiling of what the black students were having to endure over at Hoover High School, and this is prevalent in high schools. Period. You don't understand the mental abuse that your child is being given by some of the white faculty, some of the white administrators, and the white students. I have a dear friend who was the vice president of loans for a bank, and her youngest child had these white friends. And of course, they lived in a neighborhood that was predominantly white. And so on the weekends, I would go over, and these kids would be calling Jeremy the N word. And he would laugh. They would be telling these jokes. How can a small child that's in elementary school understand the word, the N word, and have the audacity to be saying jokes dealing with the N? And I asked her, "Do you understand what is transpiring?" She said, "They're just kids. They're just kids who are acting like adults because their parents have taught their kids this word and they have heard this joke." Jeremy was so white oriented, he didn't understand what it was to be black. And that's what I fear with the younger black families now. Now, when I say younger, I'm talking about the ones that are in the 30s and 40s. You allow your child to be with these white folks, these white kids, and then most times they are the token black of this group. But do you understand exactly what is transpiring when you allow your children to only socialize with blacks? And they say, but they have white relatives. Okay, they have the relatives. Okay, but they're spending the majority of the time with these white kids. Do you know these white parents? Do you know them to the point to where you are friendly? Because see, there's going to come a time to where if you have not sat down with your white friends, and I use that term loosely, if you have not sat down with your white friends in all the years that you have been friends, I don't care if you've gone through elementary school all the way through college, if you have not sat down with your friends and have talked freely, just like you talk about any other issue, any other subject, if you have not addressed the race issue, and if you do not understand exactly what is the dogma, the philosophy when it comes to race and all, well, then you're going to be terribly hurt and upset. Because I would wager that you do not even know that your friend, that is your friend that you've known for always, are going to be the ones to turn their back on you. Because see, with white folks, when the kitchen gets hot, they get out. White folks would turn on you in a heartbeat. And you can say no, because I don't care if you went from kindergarten through high school, then to college. I don't care if you even were the best man or were in the wedding party. If you have a white friend that claims to be a Christian conservative, if you have a white friend that is Republican, you need to start watching your back. Again, let me say again. Let me publicly proclaim, declare, if you have a white friend that professes, confesses, proclaims to be a Christian conservative, you need to watch your back. If you have a white friend, a mutant, that is a Republican, you need to watch your back. If you have a black relative or a black friend that is a Republican, you really need to watch your back. Because they are going to be an Uncle Rufus or an Uncle Tom. And if you need to read Harriet Beecher Stowe's book to find out, there were two two men. You had an Uncle Rufus, you had an Uncle Tom. Uncle Rufus would go to the slaves and find the information, and then run back to the master. Uncle Tom would find what the master was doing, and then run back to the slaves. Now, which one are you? Are you the one that finds information and then run back to your white friends to tell what the black folks are saying? Or are you one of the ones that go from the white folks to your black friends and tell them what the white folks are saying? Which one are you? It's easy. So you have what is transpiring openly. Now, these folks, these mutants have become so open and so common and so comfortable. They're telling you what they're going to do. The Republican Party has told you what they're going to do. They want everything white. They want everything white. So while you smiling and enjoying your comfortable life, I pray and hope that you have a back door to go out of. Because if they play with Social Security, if they play with Medicaid, Medicare, any social services, the majority of us are going to be in deep trouble. Now, if you're not worried about Social Security, if you're not worried about Medicaid, Medicare, I'm happy for you. But it's going to affect you eventually because it's going to, everything that has transpired is going to affect all of us eventually. We are connected like a huge ass tapestry. We're woven together. And it's time to be proactive. It's not time to sit on your ass like they did during Reverend Shuttlesworth campaign and just watch from the outside. And then all of a sudden, when you see that it is getting, then you step up. No, it's not that time. It's time to be proactive. It's time to let these legislators in Montgomery know we're not going to put up with your bullshit. You need to start seeking out individuals who have the best interests of your community at heart, that have receipts, not just talking, not because of the relatives, but do they have their receipts, not the receipts of their relatives? Do they have receipts of their own? Stop electing these individuals because their uncle and the daddy and all that were preachers. Preachers don't mean a happy goddamn. Being a preacher don't have the same significance it did back then Reverend Shuttlesworth day. Y'all know that this preacher was a hoe. He was a hoe. He's always been a hoe. He's going to continue being a hoe. And I would wager because you elected this man hoe into the district and all, he still ain't this shit, except he just enlarged his territory of how many women he can fuck. And then you have the Birmingham Christian College thing. How many people showed up, and how many people showed up at the meeting? And when was the meeting? I thought it was in the afternoon or the evening. And were any of the representatives from Birmingham Southern there? And why is the black community so entrenched in wanting to keep a white private institution in a community that they haven't done anything? You can't miss what you've never had. And why are the black folks in more makes my ass hurt. Makes my ass hurt. Really does. It's disheartening. You know, some of you in the black community, you are hard to deal with. You are so cantankerous, so cantankerous. You are you make it hard for individuals to really want to go out on the limb and help you. You really do. You have, and it's not you, but we have this entitlement mentality, and you're not entitled to shit. You're not entitled. And then you have some alumni from, excuse me, you have some alumni from Miles who is totally against Miles expanding and being able to acquire the campus of BSC. You have a president, you have a board that is most dedicated, most knowledgeable, that's going to do what is in the best interest of Miles. And they are not going to step out and come under some type of burden when it comes to money. I find that disheartening. I find that disrespecting when you have an alumni not wanting the best for their school, or not even wanting to see what could be the best for their school. Birmingham has the Birmingham has leases on buildings in which they have given to organizations, so like the SEC. And from what I understand, they have a lease, and the SEC pays $1 for the lease because Birmingham wants to keep the SEC here. Birmingham can do the same when it comes to Birmingham Southern. Roger Cheney mentioned it. I never thought about it. Birmingham, the city of Birmingham, can come in, have the deed to the land, then have a contract or a lease for 100 years with Miles that they pay $1, $2, $5, whatever. So that way they can take over the campus. Now understand, because of Birmingham Southern being in financial straits, there are going to be some improvements. There are going to have to be some remoderations. They're going to have some type of extermination to be done. And that's reasonable. But because supposedly, allegedly, that the campus has these rats, I don't understand why you would use that as an example of not wanting Miles to go to BSC. Okay, they have rats. Okay, that's why you have exterminators. So that's not a legitimate excuse not to have Miles move. Now understand, Miles' old campus, historical campus, is going to be functional. Miles can have two campuses. Look at UAB. UAB is a prime example of all these damn campuses. Troy State has two campuses. AUM, you can't really use A&M, but anyway, A&M initially was two campuses for Auburn. And at one time, getting in at Auburn University Montgomery is harder to get into than the mother campus of Auburn. So it can be done. We're not saying do away with the campus. I would never, ever suggest that the campus over in Fairfield be eliminated. That's not even an option. That's not even an option. If Miles has to forgo the main campus, they will no, keep where you are. But that main campus will always be operational, will be maintained, just like it always has been. It would have two campuses. It can be done. And for some of you to be so educated, which I know that you are, to not see the future I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And if I hurt somebody's feelings, I really don't care. I really don't. I really don't care. Because some of these excuses that you're coming up with are just not worth anything, not even worth even entertaining. Because it can be possible. Miles, it's time for Miles to show exactly what it is. Fairfield is not going to lose any money because it's going to still have the main campus, the historical campus. It has to maintain, it has to remain being functional, being used, being utilized. You can even have that campus serve as either the athletic department or some type of department, or it can be used as what is it? When I was taking statistics from Alabama State University, I took the course over at Miles at the Alabama building and had Professor Dr. Robert Lee. So that campus could be used as a what is it? What you call it when schools use can be used, or if anything, there can be a contract between Alabama A&M, Alabama State, and Miles, so that way Miles will be the head, would be the major one, and under the maintenance under the auspices of Miles. You have youth groups that can utilize Miles, and then in turn, the city could give these youth activities leagues grants to have the events over at Miles. It can be done. It can be done. Miles will bring so much energy to that campus, to that community, to that neighborhood that Birmingham Southern has never given. Miles is a energized, is a formidable force that cannot be reckoned with. It's time for Miles to step out and stop using all these feeble excuses for it not to. And those same individuals that use that energy to support BSC, that same energy and support can be used towards Miles acquiring BSC campus. So see, all of this is bombarding my head, and sometimes I just have to lay down because you have Tennessee State University, in which your white legislators have come in and fired the trustees. They have put in the puppets. God help they don't. I would wager with 99.9% accuracy that those new trustees do not have a vested interest in TSU other than to close it. Then you have Mississippi legislatures who wants to close 3 HBCUs, supposedly 3. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to close all of them. Then you have a private white institution that should have been closed a long time ago, and then you have all these people rallying for this private school that has done nothing for the community, has done nothing for Birmingham. And then you, on top of that, what is so disheartening, you have the alumni from this school who don't want the school to expand. And you ask for what? Why not? But again, let me underline, the main campus will never be closed. That is not even an option. That shouldn't even be put on the table. There's no, well, if you get my BSC, no, that's not, the old campus is not even an option. That same money that was going to be allotted to BSC to stay open, that same money can be given to Miles to purchase BSC. And then that woman with those big ass glasses on that makes her look like a bug with big ass eyes and all, she needs to sit her ass down. The same energy that you had to support a white institution, your black ass needs to turn around and support Miles. There's no sense in it. So, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Are you seeing what is coming? You need to start being proactive. You need to start being proactive now. You need to let your voices be heard to your legislators. Don't play this. Don't play us like Mississippi and Tennessee played them. Don't play us because you're not going to touch our HBCUs. You're not going to do it. And it can be done. It can be done. If I upset folks, don't care. If you feel that I've been disrespected, don't care. Take your disappointment, take your disrespect to your mama, and let your mama handle it. Because I'm not the one. Point blank. We have to be proactive now in everything. When it comes to DEI, when it comes to NILs, when it comes to trustees, when it comes to governing our HBCUs, when it comes to these Christian conservatives, because they can get over it, because the United States is never going to be all white. And the United States is not going to be ruled by these idiots who feel that they've been called by Jesus. They're not. So pay attention. And it's just we are so drenched with racism that we overlook certain things. That article in the LA Times is just downright wrong. That is a racist article. Athletes are going to be pompous. They're going to have this arrogance because they had that and it's confidence. It's confidence. It has nothing to do with arrogance. It has to do with confidence. That's part of being an athlete. That's part in any type of area. If you know that you're damn good at it, of course you're going to have that confidence. And of course, people are going to misunderstand it or misread it as being, oh, you're just being cocky, you're just being arrogant. Okay, so what? Go for it. I'm damn good at what I do. I'm going to continue being damn good at what I do. If you feel like I stepped on your toes, you should have moved your toes out of the way. But it's time to be proactive. So that's it. I've spoken my piece. Oh, help me, Jesus. Mm. I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate you. I appreciate you allowing me to come. I appreciate you stopping in. I really do. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. Also, we have an app. Download our app, Smash Bros app. Again, you can find Smash Bros on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, as well as Facebook. As for me, OZZz, you can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So please, 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 for the future, for your children's sake, we have to be more proactive. Know your value. Know your worth. Know that you control everything about you. And most importantly, know that I love you more than I love my luggage. I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all take care. Be safe this afternoon. Love you.